I am re-recording this. Unfortunately, this isn't live from last night's call. I hit record and then I paused it and I forgot to unpause it once it got started. So here I am. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm going to redo this just so that people can have access to the information that has helped me. My topic is your vibe attracts your tribe. So attracting business builders into your doTERRA business. I'm going to share what I discovered on my own journey to figuring out how to attract business builders into my doTERRA business. Perhaps it'll offer a juicy nugget or two, or maybe it'll inspire you if you're feeling stuck or there's other things going on for you, or if you're looking for that certain something you just haven't been able to put your finger on. Maybe this will help you. I want to set the intention of this gathering, this Zoom recording on this topic, by sharing a quote or a phrase by Deb Erickson. I follow her. She's got great insight. She's a savvy businesswoman. I admire her work. She's somebody that I like to follow. Sales, leadership, all sorts of neat things. I appreciate her nuggets, the little drips that she drips upon the women that follow her. And this is one that I use. It's right here. It's just right here on my desk. That I look at often, every day. And it gives me jazz hands, fires me up. And this is how it goes. There are thousands of women in the world who are looking for me. They want and desperately need what I have to offer. And when we meet, we create pure magic. I know they are counting on me to show up today and share my gifts and talents with the world. So fires me up. It always pumps me up, gets me ready, puts me in that service mode heart. Whew. Okay. I want to focus on 3 areas today. My 3 areas of focus are personal development, classes, and onboarding system. Those are my three nuggets that I want to share with today that I've learned in my journey. Here's my backstory. So I want to share some of my journey and how I got to focus on these 3 areas. But first, I'm Melissa Johnson. I'm a gold leader. I'm one of Jill's qualifying legs. I have been with doTERRA for 5+ years. It'll be 6 years in May. That will be my doTERRA anniversary, 6 years. And I hit silver quite quickly. I hit it within 12 months from the time that I decided to build. And that was fun. It was fun to celebrate. It was so exciting how it sparked all of this belief in my team. It was a really magical time. And then things didn't progress for me from there. I hit a massive slump. I burnt myself out, and I burnt out some of my frontline leaders. And it wasn't until I decided that I wanted to get my poop in a group and push through with my business and not give up and not quit, that I started to pour into personal development. At first, personal development, I was like, oh, I don't really know what this means. I was just kind of rolling with whatever was recommended by other successful leaders, and without any of my own clear direction or focus of my own, until something finally shifted for me. And I learned how to take audit and identify where I needed to dedicate my time and my areas of focus. And that was using Ange Peters' Beautiful Life Blueprint. I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, she created this, and it just really resonated with me. It encouraged me to take action. More on that soon. Ange taught me how to create goals surrounding. For some reason, her way just, it resonated with me. And she taught me that just 20 minutes a day of personal development or up-leveling your skills was worth it. But the proof was in the numbers, and what I was doing, the action that I was doing, it was working. My team was re-engaged. It took some time. It took months. It wasn't an overnight thing. It took time. We had to rebuild relationships, find new relationships. I gotta stick to my notes. My team started to join me again on team calls. There was new energy. And with that new energy, together, we all started to attract others to the business. It's exciting. We're right in the throes of it again. It's so exciting. And so it's a positive work in progress. So I feel like I learned that the secret to personal development is consistency, much like anything else in this business, as I'm sure you could all relate. And in the process, I mended relationships. I found new ones to nurture. I restructured, and I hit gold the very next month. That was a year ago in November. We're still working. So my first personal development piece. That's a little bit about where I've been and where I've come. So here's a little bit more about personal development. We're going to dive a little bit further in. I really didn't have a clear idea of what personal development meant. I thought it was silly. I thought it was awkward AF and vulnerable. Vulnerability, even talking about you saying that word vulnerability, is a word that really makes me emotional. So I didn't know where to start. And when I received a gift, thankfully, a wonderful gift from Jill, the book Daring Greatly by Brene Brown. I love all of her work. It literally changed my life. It was literally the point in which it was a pivotal moment. It was an epiphany. It was a light bulb. Now, I didn't read the book, but I did. More on that soon. But it was the catalyst that led me down the path to finding Angie's Beautiful Life Blueprint. So last night, I asked the silver and aboves, the high-level leaders in the Zoom, to post in the chat their personal favorite personal development books that they've used and that they recommend, because it's different for everybody. Everybody is different. I quickly found out that books are not my jam. I'm actually an Audible gal, so Daring Greatly was one of the first books that I downloaded, that I bought and downloaded on Audible. Wonderful read. Highly recommend it. It's based off of Brene Brown's research and shame and being vulnerable in that, and just like working through it. It's powerful. Highly recommend it if you're somebody who just has a really hard time surrendering to things, healthy things. So one thing I wanted to share about Audible is that it is free with Amazon Prime. If you have an Amazon Prime account, Audible is free to you. And the perk is that you get 1 free credit to download a book per month. Can't go wrong. It's pretty good. It's a good perk. Highly recommend Audible. Love it. You run around, do your laundry, dishes, folding clothes, mopping floors, if you're into that sort of thing. It's good. I've also used YouTube. I found some good things on YouTube. Some TED Talks, specifically TED Talks. You can find those on YouTube or on the TED Talk website. Surrounding how to be a good listener, how to learn to be a better communicator, things like that. Webinars, seminars, following someone who inspires you. For me, it's people like Deb Erickson, my upline Jill Winger. I think that she does a lot of really inspiring things. I mean, she's the reason that I'm even here where I am today. Ange Peters is fantastic. I like Gary Vaynerchuk. I like him. He's a little raw, little edgy, little vulgar. I like him. but he's all about action, and I like him. Um, you know, people who inspire you, people who fire you up, people who inspire you and drive you and motivate you to click the dial in the direction in which you envision for yourself. Workshops are great, events, you know, Tony Robinson does great events. I mean, they're pricey, but it is an investment in yourself and in your business. Rachel Hollis, Eric Worre, like there are people out there doing good stuff that offer juicy nuggets. So like let your heart and your intuition and your gut guide you. And I encourage you to be gentle and kind with yourself. Not always easy as you're navigating your way to finding the thing that it is that and pour yourself into it. You'll know it's right if it inspires you, if it gives you goosebumps, if it makes you emotional, if it fires you up, if it gives you jazz hands, if it puts you in action, as long as the needle is starting to head in the direction in which you want it to be facing. So the other part of self-development is self-care. It couples together, in my opinion. Up-level your self-care. Number one, you're worth it. And number two, it is so important. And I don't want to sound preachy or condescending. Filling your cup first, especially as you start to grow and you start to have so many people look to you to lead them, it can be overwhelming. So lead them by showing them that you love yourself first. And this is for like your family, for your friends, for your children, for your team. This pertains to all, your community, the communities that your social circles. So some of my favorite rituals, and I want to share them because they're my favorite. Ooh, don't man, my husband's satellite phone. Okay, so my favorite rituals, my newest is dry brushing. I just got a dry brush a few weeks ago, gearing up to this make over your metabolism stuff. I'm loving it. It feels good. I love essential oils and Epsom salts in a warm bath. I do that at least twice a week. Moving my body daily, whether that's like a 20-minute taking the dog for a walk up the mountain and back, or a belly fit class, or beach fit, you know, or just like a treadmill, like find your thing. I like turning on 20-minute YouTube videos. There's HIIT. I follow Pop Sugar. They really switch things up from like kickboxing to Pilates stuff to like, anyways, find your thing. Drinking half your body weight in ounces of water a day. Doesn't seem like it's a big thing, but it's a big thing. It adds up. Like, just try it. I challenge you to try drinking half your body weight in ounces in water every single day. Maybe my newest favorite is adding a drop of green mandarin to my water container. I left my water container in the other room. I usually have one in every room. I've up-leveled my coffee drinking. Never been a big coffee drinker, but I have replaced coffee with a 5 mushroom drinking chocolate as a bulletproof. So it's got all like those healthy brain fats and things. And I want those brain fats too, because I may or may not be somebody who is genetically inclined for Alzheimer's. So now that's a whole other topic. Asking for help. This was a hard one. I struggled with this one huge. It made me feel like I was inadequate as a mother, as a wife, as a friend. I just was unable to humble myself and ask for help. I found ways around that. So finally just started to outsource with a house cleaner, but we also got a Roomba. My kids are now getting to be old enough for them to do chores. Learning that I'm worthy and I'm deserving of eating healthy, fresh foods, yoga, meditation, affirmations. So here I have another challenge for you. Affirmations on sticky notes. I got this idea from Jill at convention a few years ago. She said, take your she gave us sticky notes in this beautiful little package. The team's too big now for her to do it, but take a sticky note, write on your goal, and then stick them all over the place with like a date. That was a good idea. So I spun it, and now the affirmation sticky notes, the pad I had was they're up there and all over. But write a positive affirmation on sticky notes and plaster them all over the place, because when you see them, you say them, and then you start to believe them. I am worthy. I am beautiful. I am enough. I've got this. I can. I will. Watch me. Things that fire you up, give you goosebumps. And Peruse has also got a whole list of affirmations. Something amazingly awesome is going to happen to me today. I create beautiful experiences. I am healthy. I am alive. I am spreading the word of natural health to 10 people a month. Like whatever it is, plaster them all over the place. So as you navigate this journey, you'll not naturally, it just organically happens that you'll start to take note of the negative, toxic habits or relationships or things that you were consuming that you're realizing that you need to let go of. These can be activities, behaviors, like I said, relationships that are no longer serving you and that are holding you back. And you'll figure out how to swap that area with an up-leveled activity. It's you get to curate it. That's the beauty of this business is that you get to curate your days. And I want to give you an example. This isn't an example that I'm proud of, but I want to be real. I used to drink wine every day when I would make supper. And I started to A, have health issues, and B, was just becoming very tired and lethargic and sloppy and unmotivated. And I didn't realize it was a problem until it was. And I no longer do that. I took wine out, and as boring as it may sound, I have replaced it with more water, because a goal of mine was to feel healthy and alive and to drink half my body weight in ounces. And I mean, I'm a solid girl. And so that's what I've done. And it has made a world of difference. My mental health, my clarity, the brain fog, the headaches, the attention spans, the patience, it's like a fog has lifted. It has been one of the best things that I could have done for myself. So, like I said, the beauty of this business is being able to like curate it and create your beautiful life. You get to do that. And the beauty of owning your own business, I should have just kept my notes. So where you are now, so maybe it's time to take audit where you are now and where you want to be. And for me, what the tool that was so helpful was Ange Peters' Beautiful Life Blueprint. It has drastically helped me up-level myself and my business, how I treat people, ownership. There's no more blame game junk going on. I'll share the link, or I have shared the link in the Empowered Health Builders group because this is a recording, but it's a bit.ly link. Anybody feel free to message me. I'm Melissa Johnson. You can find me in the group. I'm friends with Jill. All of the key gals, you can find me in their friend list. Happy to share that with you. Or you can go to Ange Peters' website, Bullfit, or you can Google her, Ange Peters' Beautiful Life Blueprint. It's easy to find. It's out there. The second area that has helped me to attract builders. So the reason personal development is so important is because, and that self-care piece is because we want to attract people who we vibe with, who, you know, we're high level, we're high vibing, we're not living in a toxic, low vibe place of, you know, I'm never enough, too much wine, you know, I'm not worthy, the things like you want to attract. So if you feel good, you're going to attract others who, and it's magnetizing when somebody walks into a room that, you know, that looks good because they feel good, and they're healthy because they take ownership in it. That's magnetizing to people, and how you make people feel is magnetizing. So your vibe attracts your tribe. Classes. So classes are the biggest income producing activity you can do, and mastering the art of sampling, inviting, teaching, enrolling, and following up is pure gold, pure gold. And it's where all of the magic happens, all of the magic. And the sooner you master those, the faster you will find builders who want to link arms with you, because you're leading the way. You're leading them by doing the actions, the income producing actions. So in a membership consult, I really appreciate Teresa Harding's work on the 3 pathways. I like 3 pathways by Teresa Harding because it's going to set the key players apart from the product consumers. It allows them to pick, and I'm all about empowering the people, empowering the mamas, empowering the women. And when you do that, and they, you know, I lost my train of thought. Okay, stick to my notes. I'll circle back around, I'm sure it'll come to me. So so membership consults, in my opinion, have been, like, for me, not in my opinion, but for me, I have been very adamant about them. So at the end of a class, when somebody enrolls, I don't call it a membership consult. I just say, you know, in the next few days, especially if they've already got a wish list and they're talking about products further or outside of their kit that they don't want that time at the class, I make sure to say that we will connect and we will go over their membership. I don't call it a wellness overview, a membership consult, a wellness consult. Like, I just say we will go over your membership. I will teach you the perks of your membership. And people are always like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm into it. Let's do it. And so we follow up with that. And then I ask them, is it okay if I reach out to you in 7 days time, or 10 days time, or what have you? Or if, like, I always ask questions from the people that we're onboarding. I ask questions to seek to understand, because I truly want to help them get what they want, and I make that clear by setting the intention at the beginning of the class for it to roll out that way. The 3 pathways, is key. They get to identify. They feel in control. They don't feel pushed. There's none of that yucky, like, salesy business stuff. A woman just at my class on Thursday night, she said, I bet you want me to distribute. And I said, no, actually, I want that if you want that. And I would be happy to help you move into that. But I want what you want. And if that is your natural next progression, then that's really exciting. And she said, I think I want to. And I said, all right. So then we followed up with the next steps. But we had to finish the enrollment process first. Okay, so one of the other tips that I have that I've just found, and I learned this from Ange Peters, and it was a light bulb. Things really made sense when she said it. Enroll everyone as a wellness customer, not as a wellness advocate. The gal at my class, I enrolled her as a wellness customer. And the reason is, one, I feel like your best business partners that truly catch the vision and the what have you, that go the distance, and the ones that try it on to see if it fits too, I'll get there in just a second, but the ones that go the distance are the ones who have the experience and an amazing testimony to back up the oils, and it creates this belief system in them that is just that fires them up, so that they have this thing, this reason for wanting, you know, that contributes to your why. And we all know why. Our why is so important and helps us, you know, drive. Yeah, they want just to go the distance. They're the ones that have the most riveting testimonies that they've personally been able to experience with the oils and other product. I appreciate that about keeping people wellness customers. And then you have that option in the 91 days for them to upgrade, and then you to perhaps move them into a key position, a key spot on your team. So it kind of gives you a leg up. And the other thing, it gives you that 91 move, yes, to put them into key positions on your team. Great, I said that. Okay, so just like for just to humor everybody, some fun class ideas: lunch and learns, coffee classes, spoil you campaigns are great ways to educate and onboard people. Host classes from your home, find hosts with incentives with the 20% income commission, and little essential life books. These little essential life books, I believe they were $5 or $10 at convention. Sure, they were last year's print with not the newest updated oils, but this is how I book classes from classes. This little book. Anybody who books a class with me tonight is going to go home with this little book. This little book has everything you need at 3 o'clock in the morning when things start to go sideways, and you need solutions for the crud that's cropping up at 3 in the morning. This is what you're going to turn to find that relief. Mamas are like, give me that book. Okay, so an onboarding system. Okay. I have found that I needed to get really clear and solid in the way that I was training my new builders that was very easy and duplicatable and a step-by-step process. So I have another resource to share. It's included in that post that I posted in the Empowered Health Builders group, and your onboarding system. So having a solid system in place, allows you to weed out the looky-loos, the ones who want to try on the business, like a dress, to see if it fits. And now I don't want to discount the looky-loos who share casually. Those little pockets of volume are just as important as the ones that go gangbusters. Those little pockets of volume are very valuable. So I don't mean to discount that. The ones who try it on to see if it fits and then they decide it doesn't work for them, that's great. That's great. Let's support them where they're at. But the second thing that a solid onboarding system does is it helps you to save yourself a ton of time and energy on people who don't do the actions. I have been one of those people who have fallen madly in love with, people's words and saying that, oh, this would be so good and this would be great and I could do this and D to D to D. And then it's exciting. It fires you up. It makes you feel motivated. You start dreaming of, this is my fourth frontline leader. They're going to take me to Diamond, and it's okay. It's okay to dream like that and what have you. But I have shifted my mindset and my focus to start to, instead of like getting super jazzed up and like verbal diarrhea, all of the things, you're going to do this and then you're going to do that and then you're going to do that, and then they're like, whoa, wait, whoa, huh? Those, it happens. You get excited. So I've learned to like play it cool, kind of like don't chase them. I like to what is the word I'm looking for? I want to celebrate. I don't know what I want to say, but I won't come out. I want to celebrate their action. I want to, when they make their 100 names list, that's where, when they say they want to do the business, like I'll say something like, I'm really excited for you. I think you would be amazing at this business. I find this work very fulfilling. do you want to know what the next steps are? And then when they do the actual action step is when I'm like, you rock, you did that so fast. Wow, that's amazing. You know, you're so blessed. You've got so many people that you can write down on your, like that. I play up the action. The action is where I like, and so I want to show them it. It's a lot like your children, you know, when you're always like, don't stop, no, don't. They're like, you know, but when you're like, oh, I really like that you tried, and you know, we'll try again next time, you know, like that, like their little chests puff up and they're so proud and they're so willing to try again. Not to, but you know what, I'm not to compare adults to children, but it's like the same thing ish, you know. You pick up what I'm throwing down? Okay, so I have learned to not chase people. It's so easy to fall in love with somebody's potential, but I've learned to fall in love with their action. And when they decide that it's for them, you simply give them the steps, and I'm going to go tell you what my steps are, and then tell them that you promise to match their action. That's my thing. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working. All right, so my launching system, I included it in the links. It's called How to Work with Your Hostesses / Launch Builders. It's basically the same thing. The difference is the highlighted part in the lavender is where a host would just kind of skim over that, but it's there for her to read it, and you can just let her know that, you know, that that's for somebody who's launching their business. But for hosts, you just kind of skip that step, and they're like, oh, wow, let me just read that. Maybe I want to launch a business. And then you say, by all means, girlfriend, if that fires you up and gets you going, we can do that. And so it's there for them to see, and if they're like, oh yeah, no, I'm not, no, then you just say, well, let's just skip over it in the next one. And so what they are is, my very first action step is to make a list of 100's names. I call it a 100's names list. In my document, it just says, it gives them like a little memory jogger, people from yoga, work, family, friends, church, mommy groups, like longtime family, childhood friends, cousins, mummies, you know, moms, aunts, but, you know, make a list of 100 people. And they're like, well, 100 people just for my class? And, you know, then I often say, well, if you feel like that's too much, then do as much as you want. But I always encourage people to make the goal of it to be at least 100 people. You know, 1 in 3, 1 in 4 people will show up, or even be interested in coming to your class. Will even, you know, most won't be interested in learning more about essential oils. So in order for your class to be successful, I want to set you up for success. This is just the process that we take. It's been successful. It's up to you how far you want to take it. Does that work for you? And then they, you know, let me know. So there's like a whole inviting script in there for them to watch or to use, with a few different touches over the period of time. So once they've created their 100's names list, then I encourage them to book their class date. So it'll be 3 weeks from the time that they decide that they want to host a class. So it gives them plenty of time to A, make their list, and then B, start inviting the people. Now, if somebody wants to launch their business, they are going to create 4 to 6 appointments on the calendar, and they're going to coordinate the first few with you, because you are going to come and help teach their classes. Unless they are super confident, or you've done it via Zoom or what have you, you've got this, you can do it, you're made to do hard things, those types of things. You can curate any of this. For every situation is like unique, but as long as you follow these guidelines, you're setting everybody up for success. And it helps you to weed out, you know, some people who, a host that comes to a class, she'll be like, whew, that was a rush. I want to keep doing this. And 20%, I earned 20%, you know, it's good. It's always important to let your hosts do the enrolling. Unless they're a hard no, and then figure out what's going to work from them, whether it's product or, you know, a kickback in money or whatever it is. But Teresa Harding also encourages that your host enrolls all of her people, because you wouldn't even know those people if it wasn't for your host. So I won't go too much further into onboarding, but that is my onboarding system. Totally check it out. It's fantastic. And so I just wanted to leave you with something else that is really stuck with me, that Ange Peters has put together. And it's not like new or rocket science or anything, but the way that it's laid out has resonated with me. Daily, weekly, monthly actions that set the doTERRA hobbyists apart from the dedicated business builders. So there are actions, and I've included this in that 3-link post, and I'll put this in the comments too, or maybe Ashley will. But her Biz Heartbeat worksheet. So the daily actions that are going to be pushing the needle in the direction in which you want to make your business grow. Half an hour of personal development every single day, half hour of business development, 2 new contacts, 2 follow-ups, respond to your texts, your emails, etc. Weekly mentorship with your upline and with your team, or some variation of, but you should, if you are in a leadership position, and people are looking to you to lead, I highly encourage setting out a time and encouraging people to show up, because that has been a huge catalyst and changing thing for us. And then monthly, looking to grow your organizational volume by 10% every single month is a tough goal, but something to strive for. That's all I've got to share. Those are the 3 things that I have found to really flip the script and change things for me in attracting builders into my business. I feel like I get to do the most amazing thing. Thanks so much, you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope it was helpful. Bye.